5 on your side at 10 starts now.
A solar storm lights up the sky for many tonight. Why there may still be time to catch a dramatic display of the northern lights.
Thousands of dollars in donations stolen ahead of a holiday giveaway.
We did plan to have 300 plus families on Saturday, so we had that. But now, since we have to start all over, we're going to serve it what we have.
The plea to the community to now step in. But first, a small plane crash lands near Spirit of St. Louis Airport.
They got up and walked away, so today's a miracle.
Investigators say that small plane was headed back to Spirit Airport when it plummeted into a line of trees. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. That small plane went down around 6 tonight near Wilson Avenue and Wild Horse Creek Road. Incredibly, the 2 people on board were not hurt. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend joins us live from the neighborhood.
Kelly, emergency responders and neighbors were so glad to hear those 2 men survive the plane crash. Now, as I step back, you can see it's kind of dark out here at this hour, but you might be able to see a little bit of that plane, that white plane back there at all of those dark trees. Now, investigators say the first call went out around 6 o'clock tonight. That's when they say they got here. And in this neighborhood in Chesterfield, lots of police and firefighters, in fact, got to the scene near Wilson Avenue and Wild Horse Creek Road and really couldn't believe what they saw. A Cirrus small plane crash landed in some trees. Now, just above it, look at this. It was a parachute. Investigators say 2 men were returning to Spirit of St. Louis when suddenly the small airplane crash landed. Now, the pilot quickly deployed the parachute, which investigators say glided the plane into the trees. Thankfully, there was no fire or explosion. Incredibly, the 2 men got out of this wreckage without a scratch.
They got up and walked away, so today's a miracle. I haven't talked with the family, but they're fine. Everybody's okay. It's just a miracle. So this is a blessing day.
The pilot said he thinks it's a possible mechanical failure, but he wasn't sure.
What do you think as you just look at that parachute?
It's different. I like it. I'm glad it was there, and they're glad it was there.
A woman who knows the 2 lucky survivors rushed to the scene and quickly gave them both lots of hugs. Now, as you can imagine, she did not want to let them go. Again, everybody in this neighborhood and who was at that scene just relieved that those 2 guys survived the plane crash. Right now, we do not know the identities of those 2 men. The National Transportation Safety Board will investigate the crash. We're live in Chesterfield. Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Tonight, a St. Louis church food pantry desperately needs donations, not because more people are hungry, but because thieves stole food meant for those in need. Burglars hit the church 3 separate times, all in 1 week. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski talked with the pantry director and volunteers about these heartbreaking thefts. Laura.
Mike, what's even worse is this happened when the St. Luke Memorial Missionary Baptist Food Pantry was gearing up for a major food giveaway this Saturday, so hundreds of families could have a Thanksgiving meal.
This one was full of chickens.
Carlton McKinney Jr. has been serving the people of St. Louis through St. Luke Memorial Missionary Baptist Food Pantry since he could walk.
I remember as a child running through here as her and my great aunts, and they were bagging up food and them yelling, telling me to sit down.
And he hasn't sat down since he took over for his grandmother before her passing in 2019. With the help of the St. Louis Area Food Bank and donations from church members, they had stocked the pantry full of food for their big Thanksgiving food distribution, but thieves had other plans.
On Tuesday, we had a delivery of the chickens, and that's when we realized that the window was broken out. Came in and saw that a lot of our items were stolen, which were the dry good items.
He called St. Louis police and waited for 3 hours. No one showed up, so they boarded up the window and went home.
Made an event on the Saturday, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from our deacon and saying, "Hey buddy, they got us again." And I'm like, what? So then I come down, and they had at that time took some of the chickens, more of the canned goods and dry goods.
And like deja vu, they boarded up another window, waited for 3 hours, but again, police did not show up. Carlton called police again the next morning on his way in for Sunday service.
Well, as I was on the phone with them, pulling up to the church, I saw that the door was shattered. I walked in and realized that all of our hoodies was gone. All of our chickens was gone and the rest of the canned goods were gone.
He says police did take down the report on Sunday. Thieves stole more than $4,000 worth of food and clothing donations and did thousands of dollars worth of property damage, leaving Carlton and volunteers like Vera Richardson to pick up the pieces.
We are a very giving church. Nobody has to steal anything from us. We'll give it to you. You know what I mean? Like, people come in sometimes on Sundays and we'll come over to the pantry and give.
Now they're asking for a little help from the community in return.
We did plan to have 300 plus families on Saturday, so we had that. But now, since we have to start all over, we're going to serve with what we have.
I reached out to St. Louis Police, and I'll let you know what they can share as soon as I hear back. They are still having their distribution event this Saturday, but right now there's only enough food to serve 40 families. So if you can donate your time, money, or even some Thanksgiving staples, they'd really appreciate it. I have a link to their information on KSDK.com.
And if you're already tired of the cold after just a couple of days, you are in luck because relief is coming fast.
Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking a dramatic temperature swing that'll have you ditching your heavy coat, right, Scott?
Yeah, even tonight, temperatures haven't dropped off that much. But tonight, we've been treated to something else. That solar storm we were talking about earlier this evening actually magnifies a little bit stronger than it was expected. And so we always say we never really know if we're going to see a good display of the northern lights. A lot of times it's just barely on the horizon. You can just barely see it. Not tonight. Chris shared this with us. He was one of the first to let us know up in Staunton that it was happening. And even down in Rolla, Jamie shared this with us. Beautiful sky tonight. The northern lights across the area. Everybody pretty much having a chance to see them. Even in town, we've had people sending us pictures with that as well. So look to the northern sky, best if away from the city lights, but if you put it on a long exposure, even in the city, we've seen it. Until midnight, maybe longer. Tomorrow, after sunset, that potential's there, may come and go, but many tonight have seen pillars, and temperatures are still in the 40s. Talk more about our forecast in a few minutes.
Tonight, new frustrations for St. Louis tornado survivors waiting to get back into their storm-damaged homes.
As the cold weather hits, one says he has no choice but to return to his home, which has no ceiling or electricity, just to protect it from thieves. He tells Brent Solomon he has been targeted multiple times since contractors got to work.
Very frustrated.
Stephen Simmons is trying to be optimistic. After all, he's about 8 weeks away from having his home rebuilt after it was destroyed in the May 16th tornado.
New roof, new wall.
Only problem, he keeps running into roadblocks that have nothing to do with him or the contractors.
Break-ins, home theft.
He says thieves have targeted his home 4 different times since the tornado.
When we pulled up this morning, we noticed the meter box hanging off.
Before that,
our contractor's equipment was stolen. Our brand new AC units were stolen. They actually did break off the doorknob and tried to go inside the home,
leaving him with a question for police.
Can we get more patrol?
After complaining to the city, Simmons says suddenly these street lights next to his home came back on. He says it had been pitch black here ever since the tornado, giving criminals easy access. On top of that, these white blockades also returned. They were in place before the tornado to keep people from driving down this road.
We had a sky camera placed over here after our second burglary, and he said, you know, as soon as something happened, we'll have to move it. Well, the second that something happened and they moved the camera, my house was robbed again.
Simmons is hoping city leaders are listening as they work to do all they can to get things back to normal in the tornado zone.
It's come to a point to where I'm staying in my home with no power, no plumbing, no gas. It's just me trying to protect my home.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
We reached out to St. Louis Police to get a response about the request for more patrols and for tips to help tornado victims avoid being targeted. We'll let you know when we hear back.
We are now getting a look at the new timelines for repairing the St. Louis public schools damaged by the May 16 tornado. 7 schools were hit hard, including Beaumont High, Washington Montessori, and Yateman Middle School, which could be ready by December 12th. Cleaning at Hickey Elementary should wrap up by January. Repairs at Sumner High, Soldan High, and Ashland Elementary are expected to be completed by December 2026.
New tonight, a man has been charged in the shooting death of a 17-year-old boy in Lincoln County. Brendan Brown of Foley has been charged with first-degree murder and several other counts. Police found the teen's body Monday night near a boat ramp along Harmony Harbor Road in Foley. Investigators say 3 juveniles arranged to meet Brown to buy marijuana but planned to steal it. When the 17-year-old ran off with the drugs, police say Brown shot him, hitting him in the back. He died at the scene. Prosecutors are asking that Brown be held without bond. A juvenile is also in custody facing charges.
Veterans Day has special meaning for a former Marine who recently visited students at Assumption School. Rocky Sickman was one of 52 Americans held hostage for 444 days during the Iran hostage crisis that began in 1979. He spent more than a year in captivity, and as always, today, he's thinking about those who tried to save him.
Veterans Day to me is, saluting all those that have served, worn the uniform to provide us the freedom that we all take for granted, as I did. And of course, there are many veterans, but there's 8 special veterans that gave their life attempting to rescue me in 1980. So those are 8 veterans I think of every day when I wake up.
Today, Sickman works for Folds of Honor, providing scholarships to children of fallen and disabled military members and first responders.
A new memorial honoring Iraq and Afghanistan war veterans at the Missouri Capitol is now complete.
Lives were changed, and for some, time stands still. May these monuments serve as a reminder to the families, friends, and passers-by that those who served us well will not be forgotten.
More than a dozen veterans were there today for a ceremony dedicating the memorial obelisk. At the event, there was also a rededication of the Gulf War Memorial obelisk to add an end date to the stone.
A close call, a car left dangling from the 5th floor of a parking garage. From the front lines to the food line.
Things have been rough for me, and I just came hoping to get a few items, but they have been so generous.
How you can help military members battling hunger.
Mainly clear skies, giving us a great chance to see some vibrant displays of the northern lights right now. If favorable viewing will be with us for the next wave in this solar storm.
They lined up to serve and protect our country, and now they're forced to line up for help.
Tonight on this Veterans Day, 5 on Your Side political editor Mark Maxwell takes us to Belleville, where vets face a new battle, food insecurity.
Morning.
On a cold November morning in Belleville.
Thank you for your service.
The parade didn't march down Main Street. It wrapped around a church parking lot.
Thank you. Happy Veterans Day, ma'am.
No brass band, just tailpipes and trunk lids. Veterans inching forward in a line of quiet need, curling all the way around the corner.
Bacon, eggs, you've got apples, potatoes.
Only a small percentage of Americans ever walk into that recruiter's office. Only a few raise a hand and promise to give years of their life, or maybe their life, for the rest of us. But these are the same men and women who now find themselves wondering if there'll be enough food in the fridge come Friday.
It just creates more and more stress for our families.
1 in 5 military families battle hunger.
And that's just not acceptable.
Army veteran Meredith Knopp battles hunger for a living, leading the St. Louis Area Food Bank.
This is one way that the St. Louis Area Food Bank can give back and say thank you to our military men and women.
Behind every open trunk was a story.
Oh, you got the whole family out here today.
Like the woman from St. Louis who drove across the river not sure what she'd find.
Things have been rough for me, and I just came hoping to get a few items, but they have been so generous. They've given me eggs, milk, bread, vegetables. I'm just so grateful.
Rochelle Kendrick trained Army soldiers during Vietnam.
We weren't tolerated very much in my time, but this just makes me proud to have served and just proud to be American.
On this Veterans Day, Rochelle says she finally felt seen. So did the volunteers.
It's awesome. It's very heartfelt. I've had a couple of little moments where I was about to tear up, you know.
This line wasn't just full of veterans in need. Some stood in the cold to help. A younger generation still figuring out what service looks like after the uniform.
Helping those who are notoriously shunned by society despite doing so much for us.
Jamil McKinney, 20-something, calls himself a baby veteran, served a couple years in the Army. He came to lift boxes, but lifted something bigger.
Servant leadership is the cornerstone of a great society.
A food bank CEO who once wore the uniform.
Good morning. Thank you for your service.
a Vietnam-era training officer who rarely heard thank you.
But this has made us feel loved.
A bread baker wiping away tears of gratitude.
It feels really good.
And a baby veteran who believes a country as wealthy as ours should never leave its warriors hungry.
Happy Veterans Day, my friend.
Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
If you'd like to help, we posted a link to volunteer and donation information with this story on KSDK.com. A new play call tonight to keep the Kansas City Chiefs in Missouri. Governor Mike Kehoe floated the idea today to install a retractable fabric roof on Arrowhead Stadium. The idea comes as the Chiefs mull a potential move to a new dome stadium across the border in Kansas.
Okay, some scary moments at a hospital in Pittsburgh. Look at this. A car was left dangling from the 5th floor of a parking garage. Police say the driver of the white Buick rear-ended the gray Volvo, pushing it through the concrete barrier. The impact left the rear tires of the SUV on the car's windshield. We are told the driver is okay. A cold snap in Florida caused a strange phenomenon. Frozen iguanas started just to fall from trees. When temperatures near freezing, the lizards get sluggish, stiffen up, and lose their grips on branches. While this guy looks lifeless, the warmth of the sun usually revives them. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with the weather impact forecast, not only about the warm-up, but the northern lights.
The northern lights,
Yeah,
and
so pretty.
And it's been so chilly here. Of course, today it warmed up some, so I imagine the skinks were probably out. That's our version of little lizards, but didn't see them yesterday or the day before. Listen, we're in the 40s right now, but look at the satellite and radar picture. Nearly crystal clear skies. That's what set us up for tonight's beautiful display all across the area. Some of these pictures are slightly longer exposure on the camera, but many of them are with the naked eye. You could see really well the pink glow in the sky tonight. Scott Bryan in O'Fallon, Missouri, shared that photo with us on the 5 on Your Side Weather Watchers Facebook group. Aaron Scott down in Barnhart, this photo. Our Facebook group just lit up with beautiful photos tonight. Really into southern Missouri, quite visible with that viewing line going even farther to the south. Now, as we're looking at the Storm Prediction Center data, we still have the strongest part of the next CME to come our way, which is the solar storm. That comes tomorrow during the daytime. So while there still may be some opportunities overnight to catch the northern lights, we may be kind of tailing it off for a while. And then when it peaks again tomorrow, even stronger than what we've had tonight is what's anticipated. It's during the day. So we don't get an opportunity to see the northern lights during the day. But just keep in mind, you'll have a chance again perhaps tomorrow evening. We will see. It may come and go. Some of us have seen pillars, many have across the region. Tomorrow morning, you're looking at temperatures in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees. The sky has been clear. That has been perfect tonight to allow us to see those northern lights. 46 degrees. That's the current temperature. It was up to 60 today. 30s for your overnight low tonight. Your hour-by-hour forecast tomorrow. If you're working outside, it's better than yesterday for sure. Today we were at 60. How about we go into the low and mid-60s tomorrow, and we do that with plenty of sunshine. Your next 7 days, the warm-up continues into the weekend. Thursday, there's a little extra cloud cover into the mix for sure, but still, we're in the mid-60s, no rain. In the 70s Friday, mid to upper 70s Saturday. The breeze kicks up. A front comes through very early Saturday morning. The biggest change we've made to the forecast is we've lowered the rain chances. Doesn't look like much of an opportunity on Sunday. Even Monday's a little iffy. We may have to wait until the middle to end of next week before we get some more rain. Of course, we badly need it because the drought continues. But don't give up on looking for the northern lights tonight and into early tomorrow morning before daybreak, and then hopefully tomorrow evening. Keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm going to go look
beautiful.
as soon as we're done.
Yeah.
Here. All right, Scott, thanks. Sports is next with Frank.
A night to remember for Jordan Bennington and the Blues. Illinois and Texas Tech in a thriller, and Orchard Farm is playing some football. We'll be right back.
A new episode of Outside the Forecast is dropped on our 5+ streaming app. This week, weather impact meteorologist Lance Blocker talks to storm chasers about the controversy of flying into the eye of hurricanes. You could watch for free on your Roku, Apple, Fire, Samsung, or LG TV. Just search KSDK in the App Store.
Now, if you are a Blues cynic, you may say, big deal, you beat Calgary. They're the worst team in the league. But look, beating the Flames counts as much as beating the Canadiens. It's an uphill battle, but they've only played 17 games in an 82-game season. There is time to resurrect it. Midway first period, scoreless game, Blues on the power play. Justin Falk shoots it, Dylan Holloway deflects it, and it's 1-0 note. 3 minutes later, Matt Castle unleashes his first goal of the season, 2-0 note. Third period, Alexei Toropchenko on the break. He stopped, but Nathan Walker pounces on the rebound right there, 3-0 note. Jordan Binnington set the franchise record at 348 for most games played by a goalie. He was also brilliant between the pipes, stopping 38 of 40 shots. Blues win 3-2.
Very special. I'm very proud and humbled, to play here and to play for this city, play for these people of St. Louis here. And, my family and I, we're so happy to be here, and we're so grateful for these opportunities and just competing for you guys. And then, the teammates I've been with over the years here and coaches and training staff, it's special. A night like this where everything comes together and we get a big win.
Brad Underwood in Illinois believe in playing the best tonight. 11th-ranked Texas Tech came to Champaign. Take a look at Andrei Stojakovic. Recognize that name. He takes it to the glass. His dad is Peja, one of the best shooters of his generation. He had 23. Illinois recruits the world. David Murovic from Montenegro, fabulous freshman. Texas Tech has one of the best players in America, J.T. Toppin. He had 35. Tech had a chance to tie it late, but Stojakovic with a great block. Illinois holds on 81-77. Are Missouri football fans expecting too much? I mean, they could end up winning 8 games with a third-string quarterback in the best conference in America. Sure, be disappointed, no college football playoff, but you could be Auburn. Now, to win this week against Mississippi State, they have to put true freshman quarterback Matt Zollers in a better position to succeed. He was 7-22 for 77 yards in his first college start. Texas A&M spoiled his Saturday afternoon with constant pressure, and Mizzou had no plan B. But what about this week in practice, Coach?
I think his confidence in yesterday's walkthrough was better. I think his confidence in practice will be better. And now we've got building blocks on what we can build upon. And so, but it's not, it's unfair to expect Matt to carry the load. I've got to do my job of carrying the load for Matt. Our staff's got to do their job. And then our whole team's got to continue to do their job.
I will tell you who's doing their job in a fantastic fashion. The Orchard Farm Football Eagles. What a season they've put together. 10-1. And on Friday, they will play Parkway North for the district championship. They have a high-powered offensive attack with a bunch of players who've dreamed and schemed for a long time about this moment. And the community is really wrapped up in the team with tailgating before home games.
I've been here forever, and it's just like everybody knowing each other is just special. It's a different feeling, really. Just everybody's like knowing that they have your back. It's just special in that way.
Oh, it's great. I mean, you come out here on Fridays, you see the golf carts, you see the community in the stands. It's great. They love what we're doing, and we love what they're doing for us.
I think when you're talking about Orchard Farm, you're talking about a very, very special place where if you're from here and you're around here, you totally understand. I graduated from here. A lot of the staff is from here. Just the community buy-in and togetherness is unreal. It's unlike anywhere else.
Good luck to that fine program, and that will do it in sports.
All right, Frank, thanks.
Oh, Christmas tree, the giant Tannenbaum making a whistle stop in St. Louis just hours from now.
5 on Your Side's Thanksgiving Food Drive, sponsored by Thrivent Financial.
With Thanksgiving quickly approaching and thousands of bi-state families struggling, 5 on Your Side and Thrivent are teaming up with Operation Food Search to help our neighbors in need. Every dollar you give provides $6 of food. So to donate, just scan the QR code right there on your screen. Well, tomorrow is your chance to see this year's U.S. Capitol Christmas tree.
What a sight. Right now, the 53-foot Redford named Silver Bell is on a cross-country trip. The 2,500-mile trek from the Humboldt-Toyabe National Forest in Nevada to the nation's capital started on October 26. It will arrive in Washington, D.C. next week and will be lit in December.
The People's Tree will stop at Union Station between 4 and 6 tomorrow, and hot chocolate will be served from a large Christmas tree-shaped bar. There will also be preview rides on the Polar Express.
And we're 11 days away from the return of Winterfest in Keeter Plaza. The celebration kicks off November 22nd with a 5K parade, free ice skating, and fireworks. Today, organizers announced an extended run for Winterfest. Yeah, this year it will end on January 11th instead of New Year's Eve. Also new this year, a giant 2,000 square foot heated tent for family-friendly activities. We have the full schedule posted in the As Seen on TV section on KSDK.com.
And Scott has a final check of the weather impact forecast, and it's going to be very warm. Not a Winterfest for us.
No, definitely not Winterfest. We just had our little taste of winter weather. Yes, we had a couple of days with traces of snow late Sunday and yesterday, but that's not in the forecast anytime soon. We're back into the 70s Friday and Saturday, mainly dry weather until sometime next week.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis at 5 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.